All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. 48 First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke with you as promised. Yesterday, bringing some pretty active weather across North Alabama, Middle Tennessee, as we had that front moving in. Strong to severe storms popping up yesterday. A lot of you picked up some beneficial rainfall, but I told you it wouldn't just be rain. Did have some wind damage reports. I know a couple trees down across the area, had a couple power poles that were at least leaning a bit. I think some of you on my earlier Facebook post said that you did end up losing power, and you hate to do that when it's this hot. You need that air conditioning going, or at least your fan or something, because that humidity will rise pretty quickly. Today it actually feels less humid. I know they did put out a rogue kind of tornado warning, pretty rare for August standards, definitely in the Tennessee Valley. It doesn't happen too often. I was looking at some of the radar data, potential microburst maybe. Had a little bit of a rotation signature. Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis was tracking that for you up in Franklin County and parts of Jackson County. I don't think the Weather Service will be conducting a survey today, but just one of those things. We figured we'd see some stronger storms. Didn't think they'd necessarily be rotating like that. Thought we'd see more wind and hail than anything, but hey, Mother Nature keeps you on your toes from time to time. All right, starting off with our drought monitor. It is Thursday. Usually gets released about 7:30 each Thursday morning. That's Central Time at least. And I figured that it would look pretty much like this. Areas of northwest Alabama in that yellow color now. That's just abnormally dry. We do have some areas of moderate drought too. And someone made a great comment on my earlier Facebook post that I've brought up twice now. There's nothing too special there. Just kind of looking at the pollen, ragweeds up, showed the drought monitor and your 3-day forecast. I think those were the 3 graphics that I shared. But gentleman brought up a pretty good point that all that rainfall yesterday, you would think that drought monitor would be good. Well, they actually cut it off on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday evening, and they cut off the rainfall. So yesterday, Wednesday's heavy rainfall that we saw across the area actually didn't count toward this one. I think it takes a day or so to kind of go through all the data, draw the map. I mean, they don't just do the lower 48, they do Alaska, Hawaii. This is the U.S. drought monitor. A lot of work goes into it. But if you're wondering, yeah, we probably put a little dent in some of the dry areas yesterday. But you pull back the view here, we've got 2 out of 5 moderate drought now for a good portion of West Tennessee and also northwest and north central Mississippi, and then even parts of far southwest Alabama and north of Mobile. You've got some moderate drought too. So we don't have any moderate drought in the viewing area. It's just to our north and to our west, but definitely have some dry areas popping up. I've got the radar set pretty sensitively right now, trying to pick up maybe some drizzle or mist. We've got a lot of cloud cover too. Some of this could be evaporating before it reaches the ground. Not sure how much of it actually is reaching the surface there, but possibly some drizzle or mist, just kind of doing with the overcast skies that we have at the moment. No thunder, no lightning, and really any chance of rain today will be incredibly isolated in nature. When you stepped out this morning, I told you it'd be a little less humid. It's not a drastic change, but a little less humidity. So today actually probably one of the better days of the work and school week. We've got temperatures warming up into the mid to upper 80s, heat index just in the 90s, nice north breeze too. Compared to the triple digit feels like temperatures that we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, today's pretty nice. And again, chance of a stray shower. More humidity coming for Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday. That added moisture, hot temperatures just shy of 90 degrees. That will bring some rain showers and storms to the area Friday afternoon, early evening, and also parts of the day on Saturday. Might see some interruptions or delays to your outside plans, maybe an isolated shower or storm on Sunday. Then we get to the good stuff, and that is coming early next week. So here's a look right now, just after 10:35 on our Fly HSV Delta Cam, showing you the overcast skies. If you look really closely, it doesn't appear that it is actually drizzling at the moment, but it'd be hard to see anyways on our camera out there. But this is the good news that's coming. This is the Climate Prediction Center's outlook here for the end of August, so the 27th through the 31st, your 6 to 10 day outlook here. A lot of blue, and we like blue, especially here in the summer months. Not so much the winter months, but the summer ones, we at least like some blue on the climate outlook here. Averages for the end of the month about 90 and 68 for your high and low respectively. But we're forecasting probably temperatures upper 70s to mid 80s for most of next week. A couple days it'll be a struggle to hit 80 degrees, and I'm more than okay with it. Even a couple mornings we're waking up in the upper 50s, and this air will be very dry too. So a sunny, dry, kind of cooler August stretch. That's how we round out the month, and I am here for it. A lot of people like to call it false fall. Call it whatever you want. I just think it's a nice stretch of below average temperatures. We don't get too many stretches in the summer like this. I know the first and the second of the month here in August, we kind of had those overcast rainy days with highs in the 70s, and those were a nice treat too. So looking at your heat index today, not hitting 100 degrees, but we are looking at upper 80s to potentially mid 90s. It's not awfully humid, but just enough humidity and a dew point about 68 to 70 to give us a little bit of a feels like temperature. Chance of a stray shower or storm popping up, I would think kind of favoring areas of Middle Tennessee and Northeast Alabama, if anything. There is a pretty nice breeze today. It's out of the north, and that's the reason our dew point is a little bit lower. I think it's certainly noticeable when you step outside. Walked out just a minute ago. A couple things going on in the Atlantic. We've got Category 2 Hurricane Aaron. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then we've got 3 other areas, so 2 of these easterly waves in that area, that red X here, National Hurricane Center, keeping an eye on that. I believe they have a 70% chance of development on that over the next 7 days. Over the next 48 hours, a 40% chance of developing. The yellow X kind of out in the central Atlantic, just a 30% chance. That's probably not going to be a named storm. And then the one coming off of Africa there, another one of those easterly waves, a 40% chance of development over the next week. And they're all taking that same similar path that would move north of the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, probably swing east of the Bahamas too. So watching the Atlantic, historically this is when things start to get more and more active. I think it's August 20th. August 11th is when we typically have our first hurricane of the season, and August 20th is when things really start to ramp up too. I saw that the other day. But here's Hurricane Aaron, 100-mile-per-hour winds. This is a massive hurricane. If you look at the expanse of all that cloud cover too, and you see it on satellite and radar, very rough surf conditions off the coast of the mid-Atlantic there. Should weaken to a Category 1 storm and stay that way through much of the day on Friday before finally becoming kind of just a tropical depression there as it moves into the northern Atlantic. Here are your temperatures. Cloud cover obviously slowing things down a lot as far as warming goes. We're in the mid-70s to a couple low 80s there. The dew point, 67 to about 70 degrees. It's more humid the farther south you go. So if you're in Coleman or parts of Marshall County right now, even DeKalb County, you're probably like, this guy's crazy talking about lower humidity. Well, it's lower most places, not all places. That north wind is still trying to pull in some of that drier air farther and farther south. But for the rest of the day today, we're looking at mid to upper 80s, that heat index just in the low 90s, dealing with some breaks in the clouds as we go through the afternoon into the evening. And you'll see future radar on satellite does a pretty good job, I think, handling what's going to happen as that drier air continues to filter in. Maybe some periods of drizzle or a light pop-up shower, but I think we start to see the clouds kind of filtering out through the rest of the afternoon into the evening, just keeping that 20% chance of a shower or a storm, and not nearly as active as what we had yesterday. That's good news. We don't want any more severe weather. And then overnight tonight, looks like we stay about partly cloudy, and temperatures will fall into the upper 60s to low 70s. So that's a look at the rest of today into tomorrow morning. Now we go through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow the humidity starts to creep back in a bit. We'll have more of an easterly component to our wind. And then we see these isolated showers and storms popping up. This model run is a little bit drier than the one that I showed during the morning newscast, but still anticipating some form of isolated to scattered showers and storms, mainly areas along and east of I-65. Now, hopefully these showers and storms wrap up pretty quickly. We got week 0 high school football. We don't want any of those games to have weather or lightning interruptions there. So Friday night, overnight should be pretty quiet. We go into Saturday. Saturday, a pretty humid day. Heat index will probably be in the mid-90s, and we are looking at scattered showers and storms. These could bring some interruptions or delays to some of your outside weekend plans. And if you look at the rainfall forecast here for the next 3 days through Saturday, it is kind of favoring those eastern areas. I don't think you'll see 3 inches of rainfall in Scottsboro, Jackson County. I would say most of us probably picking up a tenth to about half an inch, unless you see a very slow-moving storm just kind of park on top of you, that would potentially bring you some higher rainfall totals. So something we'll continue to keep you updated on. Your weekend is more humid. Temperatures are a little bit below average, highs in the upper 80s. Heat index will be in the low to mid 90s. Scattered showers and storms, just showed you that on future radar for Saturday. Sunday is trending mostly dry, maybe a few isolated showers or a pop-up storm, but more dry hours Sunday than what we're probably expecting for Saturday. So keep you updated, of course, on that weekend forecast. My clicker is really struggling here today. I'm just mashing the button and it's just not moving my graphics because it has to go all the way to the studio, and we're in the back of the building here. There is Hurricane Aaron, again, Cat 2, just absolutely massive there. Look at all that cloud cover, basically from between Virginia and North Carolina all the way up to Maine is how far that cloud cover starts to extend, or at least the northeast. And the wraparound of that is the reason we have to include that 20% chance of a shower today. So for tonight, low temperatures, some of us dropping into the upper 60s, low 70s possible by daybreak tomorrow. If you see rain today, might pick up a little bit of patchy fog overnight into that morning commute. Again, with the clicker, just trying to get it to go. And then here's a forecast for tomorrow. We are expecting some of those isolated showers and storms developing through Friday afternoon and evening, but hopefully gone by the time football kicks off. Most of the games probably about 6:30 to 7 o'clock, I think, is the usual number. Not sure if at week 0 if they schedule it any differently or anything like that. But once we get through the weekend, that's that great stretch of late August weather we've got. Look at your low temperature. Tuesday morning, waking up in the upper 50s to low 60s. Will be even cooler and more comfortable on Wednesday, morning low of 58. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday, Friday of the following week, leading into your all-important Labor Day weekend, we get a great stretch of weather, and we deserve it, I think. I mean, we had a tornado warning yesterday in late August. That doesn't happen. Can't say never because it happens, but I'm just saying how rare it is. Appreciate everyone for joining us. I know got a couple comments. Vicki Ray, hello, good morning. You're welcome. Always happy to help. Sarah, good morning. And also Carolyn, good morning. Helen, good morning. And Van says, bring it on. I agree. I'm ready for it. And Roberta, good morning to you. So thanks for hanging out with me for Weather Extra. As always, I'm on Tennessee Valley Living at 11, and I'll be on your news at noon with Gina Benitez. Hope you join us. Enjoy the day today. Enjoy a little less humidity, and hopefully the storms tomorrow are out of here in a timely fashion so we get some week 0 high school football. All right. Have a good day. We'll see you during TVL.